2016, actually 2015 market update, market snapshot being aired in the very beginning of 2016 in the Ottawa market with Yetta Decker
and Ken Decker.
So that you're going to have this amazing understanding of, as a whole, what is happening in our market. So it's our market update show. We're going to do a little bit from December 2015 over December 2014. And then primarily we're going to focus on the year as a whole. What does it mean? What's it done? Where are we headed? Because it will also give us a little bit of insight into where are we headed into 2016.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So Ken, take it away.
All right. So Yetta, what was significantly different in November and December compared to last year, November, December?
Right. Well, he wants you to know that more than he wants me to know that.
Yeah, but what was it?
Well, I think there was...
Weather-wise.
Oh, my goodness. That's a different conversation, isn't it?
Well, do you think real estate is affected by weather?
It is in Ottawa.
Yeah.
It has been the 27 years I've been in the real estate profession.
Because if we get a week of freezing rain, probably nobody's going out looking at houses.
Well, that's not true. Are people that are in on a house hunting trip?
Yes.
Still go out and look at houses. Those people that are going to be homeless still go out and look at houses. However, it greatly shifts the number of people that are out looking.
So I think we had a record warm December, right?
That was incredible.
So then we should have a record sales month as well, shouldn't we?
We did. So it actually aligns well. And there would be lots of people that tell us seasonal fluctuations aren't necessary and they don't have to happen. And I think in our individual businesses, we can do things to ensure that we don't really get caught up in the seasonal fluctuations near as much. And seasonally, if you look at year over year in Ottawa, there is absolutely a seasonal chart that is you can follow.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we bucked that trend. December 21st to the 23rd, just those 3 days before Christmas.
Oh, on the Decker team.
Yeah, on the Decker
we
team.
Thought we would take a little bit of an early Christmas, didn't we?
No.
That was our intention, and our wonderful clients ensured that did not happen.
Yeah, so we sold 4 properties. Three for buyers and 1 for a seller.
Yeah.
All in those 3 days, right before Christmas. So
yep.
Yeah, Merry Christmas. So the Christmas present was sales. The Christmas present was the warm weather. And sales were actually at 703 sales for the month of December. That includes condominium and freehold.
Right. And freehold, just to give a quick lesson in real estate again, because I think if you listen to our show all the time, I'm repetitive. If you only listen on occasion, I'm helpful. So, freehold is simply those properties that do not have condominium fees or a condominium association attached. Now, in the context of freehold is also those homes that are on a private road.
Yes, where they have a
common element fee, so that would still be considered a freehold. So freehold does not specifically refer to a single-family home. It could be single family, could be semi, could be a row unit. It is anything where there is not a condominium fee, even if because it is actually a condominium fee when there's a common element fee. So it's actually a little bit tricky. It's not registered as a condominium. So that's really what the distinction is between the two classes of real estate.
Because you own the outside of the building, whereas in a condominium you only own the inside. So I always say don't open the door because you paid for the air, and if you let it out, you lost what you paid for. A condominium. Well, condominiums also are not just apartments.
That's right.
You can have a condominium that's a freestanding building. You can have a condominium that's a semi or a townhouse or anything that way.
And in Ottawa, we actually have some single-family homes that are condominiums.
Yes.
Not many in Ottawa, and in other communities there are lots. So it is not a distinction of what it looks like. It's about how is the ownership held or registered.
Exactly. So that 703 represented just slightly over a 10% increase in sales over last December.
Wow. I'll take 10%.
That's a lot.
That's amazing.
And it actually topped our previous top December, which was in 2011. And I don't remember what the weather was like in 2011. Maybe some of our listeners do.
And tell us, because then we can see if this aligns with our philosophy or our
belief. Yeah, that was
belief.
699 sales in
Wow.
2011. So only four more sales, but I don't care. It's a record.
And Ken's all about records.
And it was the 4 that we did.
Oh, there you go. Right before Christmas.
Yeah, we did it. We broke the record.
Okay, perfect. That's a great belief system. We'll hang on to that one, okay?
Yeah. Now, for the year, again, combined, condominium and freehold, 14,658 homes were sold by our realtor network.
So just shy of 15,000.
Yep.
15,000?
And that's just over a 5% increase over last year.
Say that again.
5% increase in sales over last year. For the whole year, we were up 5%. You're in shock, aren't you?
I am in shock.
I love it.
Because it hasn't felt like it.
I knew it. I watched the
I know,
stats.
you've been telling us that. Ken's our stat man, so he is like in them. So if any of you are thinking you really enjoy the whole understanding the statistical analysis side of things in real estate, in relation to your own home, in relation to investing, anything where you really want to dig into the nitty-gritty of the papers.
You're going to tell them to call me, aren't you?
I am, and it's wonderful. I will sit there and smile if I'm with you, and I can certainly read them and understand them, and yet Ken is a master at them.
Yeah.
So it's not that I don't look at them. I absolutely do, only because I need to be great at what I do, and Ken just does it because it's what he likes to do.
Yes. Now, the exciting part is what the inventory is doing, and I'm going to get into that a little bit later, so stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned. And what I want to say about the inventory, the reason you saw a shock on my face is because over the last 6-7 years, the inventory has continued to climb to be a fair bit more than it was the previous year.
Yeah, month over month.
Right?
Year over year.
Yeah, month over month, year over year. It's been increasing.
For about 7 years.
That's what I just said.
Yes, I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, hey, we agree. Now that is almost a miracle in itself. And so because the inventory continues to climb month over month, year over year, even when we're having a reasonably good sales month, and this is one of the first months in a very long, there's been very
Don't
few.
give away my secrets.
It's not your secret, it's my knowledge. That it feels differently than it actually is because there's so much inventory that isn't selling. Yeah. It's about, 33% of homes that are actually selling that are on the market.
Yeah, because the inventory is so tall.
Which is, so it matters who's marketing your property. Yep. It matters who's negotiating for you. It matters who comes alongside to get the job done because 67% of homeowners are not selling their home.
Yes.
Wow.
And sometimes you can...
1/3, 2/3.
Yes.
That's an easier way to share that stat.
Yeah, exactly.
1/3 of the homes that are on the market are getting sold while they're on the market.
Right.
And 2/3 are not.
So if you drive down your street and you see 3 for sale signs, the odds are only one of them are going to sell.
Yeah. During
Unless
that
they got
listing.
the Decker team.
Well, that's right. Our odds are way, way better. We're at about 90 some odd percent.
Yeah, a little under that.
Right now?
Yeah.
Ugh.
High 80s.
That hurts. That hurts.
Yeah, the market affects us a little bit too.
And yet it's still how much more than the industry standard.
Yeah.
Okay, I won't have a good cry right now, not on air anyway.
So now we're going to look at year, the year in a whole. We're going to
Wasn't that what we just did?
No, yes, sorry. We did that for the whole market. Now we're going to break it down, condominium and freehold.
Okay, you just confused me.
Okay, well.
Which if he confused me, I bet he confused you.
No, they're following me.
I doubt it. So the 15,000 was in fact year over year.
Yes.
Thank you. Not quite 15,000.
Yeah, the 5% increase.
Yes.
Yeah, was year over year. That was combined. Now we're going to break it down to condominium and freehold. We're going to start with condominium.
Okay.
So in the condominium, 2015, 2,682 houses.
Okay.
And the year before, 2,662. So almost the same, but it is a decrease a decrease in price, but not a decrease in quantity
Right.
sold.
Because there was an extra 20 homes sold.
Over 12 months.
Okay, so it's
Like
not 2 a month.
One and a bit.
Well, let's call it 2. Let's call it 2 a month,
Okay.
because that would be 24.
Okay, that's not very many in
It's
the entire
not.
market.
No. So when you're talking about almost 2,700 homes, it's not a lot of homes.
No, not a lot of change. So pretty steady. I'd call that steady.
Yeah.
I like to call that steady as opposed to flat, because it actually went up a bit. And then prices actually went down a little bit in the condominium market.
Yeah.
So from 263 to 259. So about a $4,000 decrease, 1.5%. Not huge.
No. So really, I would say steady.
Yeah, pretty.
Or flat.
Oh, thanks. Yeah,
Which
I'd call
would you
that
prefer?
flat.
You'd call that flat. When it's
Yeah.
going
Slight
downhill
decline.
slightly, then
Yeah.
Ken's word is flat.
Yeah.
If it's a slight increase, he calls it steady. So
Yes.
I don't know. They sound the same to me.
Okay, so let's talk inventory.
Okay.
So inventory, interesting enough, same inventory last year and this year. And no increase in November or December. That's the first 2 months. There hasn't been an increase in inventory in condominiums in 7 years. So
Wow. So
Yeah.
that's actually good news. And
It's-
you've been spouting this a lot.
It's okay news.
Oh.
It's not going down though.
Okay.
And sales aren't going up. So
Right. And we're
actually,
at an
sorry,
all-time
sorry,
high.
Sales did go up.
Well,
Sales went up by
okay.
20. But the inventory's flat. So,
Both were flat.
so I call
Everything's
that
flat.
very stable.
Okay.
Let's
Very
call it
stable.
at a not great place.
So very stable, not at a great place.
Yes.
This is from a seller's perspective.
Yes, but
From
the
a
good
buyer's
news is
perspective,
it's not doom and gloom, because they're not going down. The prices aren't dropping drastically. Inventory is not increasing anymore for the last 2 months anyways.
right?
These are all good indicators that the market's about to tip.
Stability.
Stability, great time to buy a condominium.
Fantastic
Because
time.
prices have dipped a little bit. There's huge inventory. If someone really needs to sell a property, quite often you can get a
Good
bit
value.
of a bargain.
Well, good
some
value. Really good value.
Through strong negotiating.
Yeah. Which we're here for you for. We love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually recently, it wasn't a condominium, but it was one of those ones with the private road. We went in with a buyer, and we offered
A lot.
bit
a
less
lot
than
less.
asking.
Yeah, a lot less.
and we said, that's it. That's our fine and form.
Okay, firm and final.
That's
These
what I'm
are
looking
words
for.
that roll off my tongue beautifully. Final, firm, final.
Yes.
Got it.
And it took them 3 times countering back to realize that every time we countered back at our original price. And we actually, on that, now it's a higher price home, but we managed to get $50,000 off of that.
Which is fantastic. In something that really wasn't badly priced,
Yes.
and yet the market is such that even in almost any price range, and not in all communities, because it is not the same, it's not a blanket statement. It is such a micro conversation.
Oh yeah, it's property by property, and we make sure that we get the absolute best value for our sellers and our buyers.
Right. And so in this particular case, there was ability and reason for us to be able to stay strong and firm, and it worked. And these buyers are absolutely elated.
Yep, I think
And the
sellers
are
happy
too. The sellers are thrilled.
They needed to go.
They needed to be sold, and they were able to get that done with a really strong buyer that had the money. There was not going to be problems at the, little nonsense problems with financing or building inspection or anything. They've been in the market before. They understand the market. So it was a great quality buyer for the seller as well. So the seller is, I would say, just about as happy as our buyer.
I would think so.
Me too.
Now, they weren't our seller, so I'm not sure. But the interesting thing is that there were some indicators in the house that caused us to know that there was huge motivation. Indicators in the MLS as to when they wanted the possession date. Indicators in boxes, packing boxes, all been packed up and hidden behind couches and stuff. And so there was a couple other things which I won't disclose, but they were indicators that there was high motivation to move, and so we kind of took advantage of that for our client.
Well, because it's really working on behalf of your client, working in their client's best interest,
Yes,
right?
and also our client was willing to move on to their second choice.
Absolutely.
If they weren't buying it at that price.
Right.
So you got to have a strong position to
Right.
negotiate from.
Absolutely, and they did. So if you're just joining us on the Inside Track on Real Estate with the Decker team, I'm Yetta Decker.
I'm Ken Decker.
And we are talking about the market in 2015 and what you can expect from the market in 2016. And actually, we did a little bit of comparison back to 2014.
Yep.
So you really get a really awesome swath overview of what the market's doing. And if you're looking for specific market information to your community, we can provide you an online analysis, a market snapshot. We can come out and see you if you're considering potentially making a move. You don't even have to have decided you're ready to make one. You may need the data to be able to help you make that decision. And we are thrilled to be able to provide that to you.
So what number should they call?
Oh, 613-860-4663, 613-860-4663. And one of our amazing client care coordinators will take your call. They will be thrilled that you have called us and then get you in touch with the right realtor to be able to sit down and help you.
So in other words, call now. Operators are standing by.
You know what? That ran through my head, and I so knew I wasn't going to do that today.
I did, though.
Oh, my goodness.
See, it was running through your mind. It's like me.
Yeah, you run through my mind?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. That's why I'm always tired.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so
He's not always tired. This is Ken's sense of humor, folks.
No, I did something. You should be tired if you're running through my mind, right?
That's true.
Yes.
I should be the tired one, and I am clearly not tired.
So I did something new this time.
What did you do, Ken?
Well, I thought in my brain said, Ken, wonder what difference there is between apartment-type condominiums and all the other types of condominiums, like stacked and row houses and garden homes and semis.
And singles.
And singles. So I divided it out.
Wow! Your brain was working.
It was.
It wasn't tired.
It was working this morning.
Awesome.
All right, so here's what we got. Apartments last year, now when I say last year, I mean 2014, 1,344 sales compared to 1,398 this year.
Yeah.
So sales actually went up in apartment-style condominiums. Mm-hmm. Now, I think part of that is because inventory went up in that style. Now, semi-towns and stacks, 1,318 to 1,284. So they went down, the number of sales of those.
Okay.
So you might think that they're not as popular.
Right.
And you'd be wrong.
Oh, you want to make me wrong a lot today, don't you?
No, I just want to show you what stats can do. So then I look at the inventory. There's 917 apartments compared to 483 semi-town stacks or singles, all right? So what's that mean? It's almost half, right? There's half as much inventory, and yet the sales are almost the same in the two categories. So you following me?
I don't need to follow you.
Yes, you do.
The person watching needs to follow me.
Because if you don't follow me, then they're not following me. So basically, there's...
You don't need to move me forward, though.
No, there's roughly 8 months of inventory of apartments and 4.5 months of the other style of condominiums. So the demand is higher compared to the inventory.
Right. So it's actually harder to negotiate in a semi-town or stack than it would be in an apartment as a whole.
Because there's less competition on the sales for the number of buyers that are out there. Yeah.
It's really about half.
So the sellers of apartment style are having a tougher time. And that is generally because in these stats are not the new build condominiums, which majority of the new condominiums that have been built over the last 2-3 years.
The majority, not all.
The majority?
Yep.
Did I not say that?
You did. I'm just making sure I emphasize so that it doesn't get lost.
Apartment towers.
Right.
Infill apartment towers downtown, that sort of thing. There's been a few stacks and things built, but significantly more.
Right. Whereas back in the 70s, and 80s even, we were building a lot of row unit condominiums.
Yep, garden homes.
Garden homes, and we haven't really seen many of those be built in, I guess, 30 years.
Yeah. So enough
Right?
condominium talk.
Well, except it's interesting. If you own a condominium and you want more information, reach them.
Yes, but now we're going to talk freehold because
Okay.
the majority of people own freehold homes.
Well, more so, except
Yeah.
there's still, I
right.
still care about my condominium buyers and sellers.
So yes, you do. So let's talk
And
sales.
so do you.
Yes, I care about both of them.
Okay.
I care about all my clients,
Perfect.
even commercial clients.
Yes, you
Even.
do.
Yeah.
Even? Yeah, they're your fave.
Okay, so freeholds, 12,584 in 2014 compared to 13,209.
Okay, so basically just shy of 13,000 and just over 13,000.
Yeah.
So let's
could go
keep
that way.
Yeah, well, I think something I'm learning is that when we're talking stats and you're either watching us or listening to us, when we're giving the exact number, it can be really tough to follow.
Yeah.
Unless you've got a pen and paper, and maybe we should at the beginning of our market update stat show say, get your pen and paper.
Maybe people are.
Maybe they are. And if you're driving, pull over, grab your pen and
Don't
paper.
do this while you're driving.
Get your smartphone.
You can re-listen to it on our website.
Yes, you can at deckerteam.com. Is that right?
Yes.
Or
Or CHRI.
.ca.
.ca. You can re-watch it. You can watch it. You can see.
I know.
All right, so that's really an increase of about 600 homes.
Right.
Okay? That's a lot more than the 20 more in condominiums, right?
Right.
600 more. So that's impressive. Now, pricing, this is the good news, again.
Well, this is inventory we're talking about.
No, but we're talking price now. 368,000 moved up to an average of 375. That's a 2% increase.
Right.
Not a huge amount,
No.
but good.
Well, it is good. Now, in some communities, that still meant there was a decrease.
In some communities.
In communities, it was significantly more than
Yes,
2%.
yes.
So this is a general stat.
But 2% we're tracking with inflation,
Right.
so we're not losing any value.
Well, we are in certain areas.
Well,
Don't forget that, Mr.
I
Decker.
know, real estate's a micro. I'm saying on average, the city of Ottawa didn't lose any value or buying power in their pricing of their homes.
Right, which is fantastic.
On average.
On average.
Now, inventory, interesting. 3,800. Now, this is slightly wrong. What did I get there? I've got those two reversed. Sorry, 3,900 last year.
In 2014.
2014, in the previous year, yep. And 3,800
In
for sale.
2015.
Yes. Yes. So that's about a 3.5-month inventory based on December stats.
December over December.
Yes. Well, December, if you took that amount of inventory and divided it by the number of sales.
In December.
No, for the whole year. So that's why
It's not right. This is not a stat that really is very valuable. No, I'm not letting you get excited about this one.
I know it varies when you get into the middle of the year when the inventory is significantly higher. So it will vary.
It will
almost double. I'm not saying that we're into a seller's market.
No, because that's what you're.
No, we are still in a buyer's market.
Okay, that's a balanced market.
We are still in a buyer's market.
Right. So that stat, when you isolate it, indicates a balanced market.
But
and in certain communities, we are.
And here's where I'm really excited, though.
Okay.
Again, for the last 7 years, inventory has been increasing month over month. So if I look at January, 7 years history, every month it gets more inventory. And then I look at February, every month more inventory than February of the year before. October, it went down. November was pretty much flat. December went down, the amount of inventory.
Okay.
So almost 3 months in a row, we've had a slight decrease.
Well, we have for 3 months in a row, not almost.
Well, the one was kind of very close to flat.
Okay, it was still a decrease of a couple of units.
Yeah.
And so we're going to grab that decrease.
So I like to think of the market like a pendulum.
Okay.
And the pendulum will swing either to the buyer side, and it comes back through balanced and goes to the
Seller side.
seller side. We've been in a buyer market for quite a while, and there's just a hint. The last 3 months are hinting that pendulum's starting to swing back the other
the
direction.
balanced.
So I'm excited.
I'm
excited for a fantastic 2016 for both our buyers and our sellers.
Because a balanced market is actually a really nice market for everybody.
Yes. Yes.
Like you get good value still, and you get good value when you're buying, you get good value when you're selling, and there's a lot more even goodwill in a balanced market because nobody feels disadvantaged.
Yeah, it feels like a win-win when someone's buying. Absolutely.
Right, whereas in a strong seller's market, it can be hard on the buyers. Mm-hmm. And in a buyer's market, it can be hard on the sellers.
Yes. So that's our market snapshot. If you want detailed information on your particular property or properties, we'd love to do that for you. Just give us a call at 613-860-4663. And Yetta, you've got a property you'd like to talk about?
I do. It's an awesome opportunity. Actually, every property we have is an awesome opportunity. This one is unique in that it has a large 3-season room that really is amazing additional living space. And it's in Greeley. It's
So for those that don't know where Greeley is, that's 15 minutes south.
Yeah, of Bank and Hunt Club.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a beautiful half-acre lot in a nice village setting, great neighbors, double-car garage, lots of basement space that you could develop and finish. It's a bungalow style with a bit of a sunken dining area, which even creates some charm and character. So if you're thinking of a move to Greeley, to the south end of the world on a country setting, still in community though, so you're not isolated, then you'll want to give me a call. And what's really interesting about this January is that typically with a lot of snow on the ground, it is not busy bringing property to market season. And yet this January has been fascinating. Just the first week of the year, already we have had the first 2 weeks, it's been intense with the number of folks that have been bringing their properties onto the market.
And buyers too.
And buyers, and getting ready for the spring market. And really the spring market is February.
Yeah, so I am, this early in the game, projecting a record year for 2016 for sales in Ottawa. So you heard it from me. We'll see how my projection goes, and we'll talk to you in future months.
All right, let's see how he does.
So thanks for joining us on the Inside Track on Real Estate with the Decker team. And I'm Ken Decker.
I'm Yetta Decker, and thanks for joining us on the Market Update.